Amor Fati as beginning, where self-acceptance begins. My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity, not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it. Friedrich Nietzsche. Self-acceptance starts with embracing your own fate. Accepting your fate means accepting an essential part of who you are. It's a piece of your life and your identity. Nietzsche doesn't teach us to merely submit to fate passively or obediently, but to embrace it passionately, wholeheartedly, and courageously. Whatever fate has in store for you is what you should desire, without wishing for anything to be different. The common buzzwords around self-acceptance lack real meaning until you truly see yourself as you are, as you have been, and as you will become. Loving your own fate is where you should start embracing yourself now and yourself in the future. Fate as character. Your identity in naturalized spirituality. As a matter of fact, every man is himself a piece of fate. Friedrich Nietzsche. Ask yourself, who are you? Maybe your profession, your social status, your earnings and wealth, your achievements. What is important for us here is what we have been through and what we will face in the future. It is what our fate made us. Everything that was given to us by our fate is what forms us into who we are. It is all the moments of joy and suffering, sadness and happiness, our victories and defeats, all the life experience that shapes us into who we are. When we see things as they meant to be, we have the only response to it. We are going to face them. The twists and turns of fate shape your character. Everything can be stripped away from you, but not your character shaped by fate. When you view fate as a force that molds who you are, no circumstances can shatter your resilience. Amor Fati and regrets. On guilt and remorse. No deed gets undone because it is regretted, no more than because it is forgiven or atoned for. A man must be a theologian in order to believe in a power that erases faults. We immoralists prefer not to believe in guilt. Friedrich Nietzsche. In recovery we would want many things to be different. Or do we? That is up to everybody to decide for themselves. One thing is certain. The past we have, what we did, what we have been through is our fate. And we love our fate and want nothing to be different. Many things in our actions were painful and destructive. But it happened. And if you think you chose to do some things, you should ask yourself, could you make another choice? It is easy to intellectualize our past strictly from a rational perspective years later. But we should not cast away the whole complexity of those situations. Our emotions, our feelings, people involved, our life experience up to that moment, our goals and values at that time, it all played a role in our decisions. Amor Fati, love of fate, teaches us to accept even those painful moments. Recovery and naturalized spirituality. What naturalized spirituality means in addiction recovery. I love him who reserves no share of spirit for himself, but wants to be wholly the spirit of his virtue. Thus walks he as spirit over the bridge. Friedrich Nietzsche. Spirituality is often seen as something supernatural, otherworldly, and even naive, apart from reality. Naturalized spirituality, developed by Robert C. Solomon, goes hand in hand with intellect and suits any skeptic. It requires us to be intellectually capable to ask ourselves questions that are far beyond everyday hustle. What is life? What do I do it all for? What is that which makes me who I am? Makes me drink? Requires me to risk, to be courageous? What are my values and where are alcoholism and recovery among them? Naturalized spirituality is our ability to think further, to look and question beyond, to be rational, curious, and passionate about what is there. Nothing ends with death. We keep living in memories of our loved ones, of people we know, knowing what we lived for, what battles we won. Alcoholism itself, what for we are in recovery, what struggles we have been through, what legacy we leave, is too naturalized spirituality. as cause of alcoholism. How lack of meaning in life causes addiction. He who has a why can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. Viktor Frankl, the founder of logotherapy and Holocaust survivor, knows from his own experience that without meaning in life we can easily get lost. We lose any sight of direction, goals, purpose for doing anything. Importantly, there is no meaning in life in itself. At the very least, we don't know what it is. None of the heavyweight philosophers or academics will ever find and give it to us. Meaning, according to Frankl, is not searched. It is created. It is created by ourselves for our own lives and attributed to our lives willingly and intentionally. We create our own meaning by dedication, hard work, and time investment. We create our own unique and individual meaning and bring it to life ourselves. Concentrate your efforts on creating your own meaning in life and not looking for it somewhere. Meaning and suffering. How meaning defeats suffering. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find meaning in it. Friedrich Nietzsche. We do suffer. As alcoholics, we know that from our own experience, often filled with pain. Although suffering is bad enough in itself, what makes it worse is meaninglessness. It is a lack of understanding why I should go through all of this that makes it even more unbearable. But the opposite is also true. Knowing why I have to endure this pain gives me resilience and strength to go through anything. Realizing that what is happening to me is happening for a reason and there is an outcome for everything that makes us have faith, stand firm, fall but stand up again, and get out alive from any devastation. By bringing meaning to your suffering, by knowing what you suffer for, you make it bearable. Three meanings in life. The meanings of life according to logotherapy. He who has a why can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. Viktor Frankl survived the Holocaust because of one key thing. He found meaning in his life, he created it. He understood better than most that life truly ends only when we give up. His life's work gave him the strength to keep moving forward, to fight, and to survive. Frankl's experience shows us that we can endure even the most horrific, desperate, and hopeless situations if we have a purpose to live for. Logotherapy, his psychological approach, teaches that our psychological struggles often stem from a lack of meaning in life, and addiction is just one of these manifestations. According to logotherapy, there are three main ways to create meaning in our lives. 1. Religion or spirituality, finding purpose through faith in God or a higher sense of meaning. 2. Life's work, living to create, to contribute, and to shape our own lives. 3. Love, living for those we care about deeply. With purpose, you can transcend suffering and embrace life, no matter how difficult the journey. When you know what you are in recovery for, then nothing will ever stop you. Ideal of Overman. Overman is ideal in recovery. I teach you the Overman. Man is something that shall be overcome. What have you done to overcome him? Friedrich Nietzsche. In Nietzsche's philosophy, the concept of the Overman is central to understanding ourselves and navigating life. The Overman represents an ideal human being, which, in vitalist recovery, we see as the embodiment of the finest human qualities that help fight addiction. This ideal reflects ultimate self-mastery, vibrant health and strength, a life filled with abundance and favorable fortune, and a capable, confident version of yourself. The Overman is the vision of yourself who has overcome misfortune, illness, and weakness, who has transcended the chaos of destructive passions, including those that led to addiction, and who affirms life fully, free from resentment. In vitalist recovery, recognizing the Overman as your best possible self is essential. It is a lifelong journey to strive toward this ideal and, ultimately, to become who you truly are. Overman as your true self. On finding a real true self. For your true nature lies, not hidden deep within you, but immeasurably high above you, or at least above that which you normally take to be yourself. Friedrich Nietzsche. We have been so desperate to find ourselves within us, somewhere deep inside, having a belief that knowing that will liberate us and allow us to live our true life. Let it not be your problem. Your true self is not deep inside you, it is immeasurably high above you. Your ideal of Overman, your best picture of yourself, must become the answer to what you are today. The question, who am I, means to us, what am I now to do? It is our intellect that puts in question our social place and task of our lives. And what should concern us here is not what we have been, but what we should become. In Vitalist Recovery, you are what you aspire to achieve. Become who you are.